Started off working at my mom's house, but I'm still stuck inside my mom's house. Dreaming about 10 bands when I walk it out. Then I wake up, boy, what you talking about? You ain't never gonna catch me slipping. Just wait until you see me winning. And I'ma tell you from the jump, I just hope you listen. Homie, wait until you see me winning.
This is Cover 2 Sports. I'm Chase Hope.
And boys and girls, I'm back. It's Tex Armstreet, the man on the other side of Chase. And we're going to jump right into things. We have our resident conspiracy theorist and Titans expert, J.K. No, I'm not kidding, McMillen.
And don't worry, he's not going to blow coverage because we never have blown coverage.
No, we never. He's on our roster. He doesn't blow any coverage. And J.K., what are your initial thoughts about what happened with the Tennessee football Titans?
As opposed to the Tennessee baseball Titans?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We don't have one of those.
Was this 1945, the New York Football Giants?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
That's about the last time they had a good season.
Ooh, shade. Anyway, I mean, yeah, get rid of Mike Mularkey. It's for the best. If he's not gonna change coordinators, which he's too pig-headed to. In his old, it's 3 yards on a cloud of dust, boys. That's not what that can't work in the modern NFL, and that's not going to work with the talents that the Titans have on offense.
Well, they had a, I guess, like somewhat controversial game against the Chiefs, because they have the controversial call of the forward pass, which could be illegal, could not be illegal. It's very close. But the definite call that was missed was the fumble by Mariota, and it resulted in three points, which ended up being the game. And then they make it to play New England, and New England had 2 weeks off, okay? And people kept saying, oh, their run defense is awful, it's garbage, it was the last place in the league, yada, yada, yada. But, you think that a New England team who has 2 weeks off isn't going to come in and know that? So, what, in your opinion, what could the Titans have done, minus scoring, what could they have done to game plan better to beat the Patriots, or at least make it a game?
Well, I do want to go back just when you talk about the refs and the missed fumble. They missed a fumble that should have went Tennessee's way, obviously, and then they missed one that should have went Kansas City's way. Jeff Triplett is just
he's gone. He's retired.
He's retired, but God bless him, he needed to. It was time. He that was a very badly bungled game. But in terms of game planning for the Patriots, it's hard to do. But they have had a lot of trouble. Matt Patricia's defense did have a lot of trouble stopping the run. But they just, instead of putting Derrick Henry to the outside, he's big and he's a running back, so he's got to go through the middle. He can do that if he's got a hole, but he can't just move his way through, 800 pounds worth of people.
Yeah.
And just the rumor going into the game was that they were going to run more no-huddle for Mariota, which is where he excels. Because he's calling the plays, even if they are from a Mike Mularkey playbook, he knows what order to call them in, when to call them, up-tempo, go fast, and the Titans score a touchdown almost every single time.
So Mariota call plays the whole game, or do you want Mariota just to call plays during crunch time?
They needed to, if what ESPN said was true, and that after the beatdown had commenced in KC, and that Mularkey, and what a lot of people are viewing as a last-ditch attempt to save his job, if he really did hand the play calling to Mariota, and then Mariota does that, you've got to trust him more. This is not 1975 where he's a game manager. No, the quarterback now is a dynamic position. They can make and break any team. They are the guy. And Mariota can be the guy, but just let him be the guy. That's what you should have done, but is that what they did? No.
What did you think about after the game reports came out about Mariota injuring his quad in the first quarter against the Pats? And then Mularkey said, they didn't have a backup plan if something happened to Mariota, given his injury history.
It's the same. I'll put in just a little too.
Well, I mean, how do you go? How can you come into a game, the biggest game of the year, and you're not going to have a plan if something happens like that?
Well, our buddy Noah McKay, he talks about you got to have backup plans, but even with guys like Deshaun Watson and Aaron Rodgers, and if you agree here, JK, you can't really backup plan for those guys. Because any guy you put in behind them,
but that's always you've always got to have a backup plan. Because injury can happen any second.
But what I'm saying is you're not going to have a formidable backup. Like Tom Brady, he hurt his hand, he missed practice day. They're saying he might not play.
You think Belichick isn't prepared for that?
Yeah, but you think Belichick's going to win a game against a Jaguars defense with Brian Hoyer in this?
I think Belichick can win a game with anybody at quarterback.
That's a Hoyer system. He may be able to. Anyway, but no, you've got to have a backup plan. But the problem is, backup plan is Matt Castle. You may as well take.
That's the MVP of the bench.
Yeah, the MVP of the bench. Oh, he's the greatest thing. Then when he gets in the game, he looks like he's got cement in his shoes. Castle's got to go. He cannot. This offense is not compatible without Marcus Mariota. It's garbage without Marcus Mariota. So
quite frankly, half the year was garbage with him.
Yeah, it's garbage with it because it was bad scheme, and Tex and I talked about this off the air. You can't blame all of it on bad scheming, but I'm willing to blame a lot of it because
y'all still got Brandon Whedon on the roster.
I highly doubt he will be on the roster after in the next week. God bless him, but he's about to go off to the retirement home. He's about 85 years old, but it's just. And Whedon's not a good replacement for Mariota either.
I think he's a little better than Castle.
Yeah, because he can actually somewhat move.
Well, you'd want a mobile quarterback to come in with that offense, in my mind.
Which is why they need to, I think, late in the draft, maybe 6th or 7th round, take somebody. You don't need a gangbuster at backup, just somebody that can come in and execute whatever the new style will be in that style. A mobile quarterback, kind of in the mold of Mariota, but just somebody that can run a bootleg, somebody that can run a play-action wheel, something.
Well, I've heard some not reports, but like I've thought about it, and because we kind of did it with Braxton Miller, even though we haven't used him as quarterback. What do you think about drafting a guy who can play quarterback, who may be better at like a different position, playing out of position, but then you have him as a
emergency,
kind of like Drew Bennett back in the day.
And like Braxton, like I said, we haven't used him, but Braxton Miller for the Texans, he's there, and then that kid Snead for the Saints, they used him to throw.
I mean, even under the Malarkey and bless me for saying this, the Wisenhunt regime, there were a couple trick plays that had Antonio Andrews because he was a star quarterback in high school.
Yeah,
and I understand that coming out of college, but if you're going to do anybody that can be a threat at both positions. He's probably going to be one of the most expensive receivers, but Terrell Pryor.
Well, I think like Terrell Pryor or Manu Sanu Jr. from Atlanta, if they let him go, just like somebody like that who, like, if you absolutely needed it, he could play quarterback and have some sense about him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just somebody, just anybody that has any kind of ability to escape. Because Matt Castle does not. God bless the man, but he just cannot move.
And so, like, there were some reports about Coach getting extended, saying that they were working on an extension, and then they, like, less than 24 hours later, they cut him. What's the deal with that?
I think it's exactly what happened with Mike Munchak. When Mike Munchak was with the Titans, they were meddling. You were never going to get any worse than 7-9. You were never going to get any better than 8-8 or 9-7 on a good year. It was the same thing as Jeff Fisher. So you come to him, and the main sticking point, I believe, with Munchak was that Rustin Webster said you need to replace Dowell Loggins, the offensive coordinator, and you need to replace Bruce Matthews, your best friend, who you played with. You both, helped each other to the Hall of Fame as O-line coach, and he was not willing to do it, so he was sent out the door.
Yeah.
If you're not going to change, we're going to change with you. And I think that's exactly what happened in this case, and I think the Munchak, there's too many M's on this team. I almost said Malariota.
You heard it here first, boys.
Malariota.
Yeah, Micus Malariota. Malarkey. I think what they wanted him to do was fire Terry Robisky. And I think that would have been a bad idea because with the way things shook out, he would have just went and hired Todd Haley, which would be the same exact thing. And Malarkey's a great guy, but I think he's loyal to his own detriment.
Wouldn't you say, because in my opinion, Robisky's a weird hill to die on for me because this was Malarkey's third stint as a head coach. Very rarely does someone get a fourth unless you're Bill Parcells. But in your opinion, is that not a weird hill to die on, Terry Robisky?
It is, and it shows that when it comes to football, Mike Malarkey's too stubborn. This team, this offense, this defense is fine. This Dick LeBeau defense is. I hope that whoever comes in, if they're running a 3-4 defense, I hope they keep Dick LeBeau around. But Robisky is just it is some of the worst play calling I have ever seen in my life. You've got in the New England game, you've got going into halftime, you've got 17 seconds. You've already wasted a timeout 2 plays earlier for no reason. So now you're out of timeouts. You've still got to drive. You get to 4th down, 4th and 1. You give it to Derrick Henry and tell him to do a bounce outside draw to the left where they have got 4 guys stacked up in the box right there. And, of course, he gets knocked back for like -4 yards. Even if he had made it, there was no way they had that. That run was not designed to go to the sideline. What are you... Somebody came up with this joke and I ran with it. Somebody on Reddit, I think. Terry Robisky draws up his plays with an Etch-a-Sketch. And it's just... God bless him, but he's... When you tell me that man was the running backs coach for Bo Jackson, there's very few people that can stick around in any league for that long, and somehow he has. But it's Dick LeBeau said it. They asked him and Terry Robisky the same question. How do you stay in the NFL for so long? Because LeBeau's been in the NFL for what? Almost 60 straight years, player, coach, whatever.
Like that, yeah.
LeBeau says you either adapt or you die. And Terry Robisky said, well, after a little while, it's all kind of easy and the same thing.
And that's why one's been able to stick around.
And Robisky should not get another job unless he's like a wide receivers coach.
So my problem with a lot of these coaching firings, and the reason why I was concerned about Bill O'Brien being fired, and even guys like Malarkey, who is going to be better? Who are you going to be able to hire? Who would you want that you think would be more productive, that's realistic for the Titans?
You gotta. I just turned into a frog there for a second. You gotta. They just interviewed Mike Vrabel because they were finally able to get him into town with all the snow and everything.
Not taking him.
He's not the top of the list, but if he can bring in, I will take any defensive coach if they can bring in a good offensive coordinator. Now, for offensive coordinator, my top choice would be DeFilippo, however you say it, the quarterback's coach in Philadelphia, who he did call plays for a year for Cleveland, and then got thrown out with the entire staff because Jimmy Haslam woke up on the wrong side of the bed that morning. And then, just call DeFilippo, make him the head coach. See about it.
What would you think about a pairing of Jim Schwartz, who's the defensive coordinator in Philadelphia, if he was able to bring DeFilippo as his OC?
I love Schwartzy. He'd be a great hire. My only problem is the lure of hiring an offensive guy is that they would probably keep Dick LeBeau.
Yeah.
And LeBeau wants to stay. He's actually still at the building, they're saying, and everybody else is kind of gone. And I'm going to die talking about the Titans. Schwartz is a 4-3, right?
Yes.
Okay, then LeBeau is out in that scenario. He might keep him around just as a assistant or something.
But like you just said, you got to change. You got to adapt or you die. So maybe he adapts.
Maybe he does.
But under Schwartz, when Schwartz was the defensive coordinator in Nashville, Tennessee had the best defense in their entire franchise, arguably.
Then I understand it. Schwartz, if you're going to hire a defensive guy, I think you hire Schwartz.
Mm-hmm.
But because Vrabel, I want to give Vrabel one more year before I make any judgments on him because the Texans were completely decimated on defense, and he still kind of kept them somewhat afloat at number 20.
It's hard to do much with Tom Savage back there behind center.
Well, that's also true. That's the wrong side of the ball, but
I'll fight you.
I'm just saying with that defense, you have that mindset, we'll score 15, hold them to 14, but when you're not able to score 15, holding them to 14 doesn't do you no good.
I'll fight you. We scored 50 on the Titans, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. I remember it. I don't want to talk about it.
But you know what I do want to talk about?
What is it, Tex?
Beautiful Blake Bortles.
Oh, God.
Let me tell you something right now, Chase. I want to live in a world where beautiful Blake Bortles plays courageous, confident Case Keenum in the Super Bowl.
No.
Yes.
No, I want to see.
Yes. I want to see Jalen Ramsey pick off Tom Brady and take it to the house. I want Tom Brady to know who his father is, and I'm not talking Bill Belichick.
I want to see Case go up against the GOAT.
Yes, he's gonna go against Blake. Beautiful Blake, man. I'm telling you right now, look.
Oh,
a
my
couple
gosh.
shows
Did
ago-
you just call Blake the GOAT?
Listen, he did call himself LeBron James, and nobody believed him, and here he is, all right? Listen, a couple weeks ago, when I was out, or before I went out, see my buddies in the hospital, I said the Steelers and the Vikings. But, man, I slept on the LeBron James of football and Blake Bortles. I slept on him, and I slept on the Vikings. I still think they're going to the Super Bowl. I want them to go to the Super Bowl. Case Keenum deserves to go to the Super Bowl. Beautiful Blake Bortles. He deserves to go to the Super Bowl.
No, he don't.
Look,
Blake
Brady,
Bortles,
listen.
Blake Bortles deserves to be tossed in the trash because that's
Tom
what
Brady-
he is.
Tom Brady's got 5 rings, his old ass, and he's right off in the sunset. He's done got enough. He don't need no more. Blake Bortles is going to go lose against Case Keenum in the Super Bowl.
Here's what I got to ask you, Tex. The Patriots, Bill Belichick is known for taking away your weapon.
Yep.
No, listen. So they're you know what they're going to take away? They're going to take away Leonard Fournette.
That's not their best weapon.
Listen, they're going to make they're going to make Blake beat him by throwing the ball. Do you think he can do that? Do you think Blake Bortles is going to be able to outscore, outmaneuver Tom Brady, the greatest to ever do it?
That's exactly what I think. Because here's why. There's 2 names you need to realize besides the greatest quarterback to ever grace AFC South uniform, okay?
Oh my God,
need
guys! I can't even take this guy serious right now.
No joke. The 2 names that you need the 2 names that are going to come down, the 2 names that are going to come down to the Jacksonville Jaguars winning this ball game, all jokes aside, the 2 names that are going to come down to Jacksonville Jaguars winning this ball game, Jalen Ramsey, AJ Bouye.
No,
You can
no.
game plan.
Who's going to stop Gronk? Who's going to stop Gronk?
What do you mean who's going to stop
Who's
Gronk?
going to stop Gronk?
Calais Campbell's going to smash him.
Calais Campbell is going to be rushing Brady.
Hey, he's going to come across the middle, and I swear he's going to drop into coverage. I promise you.
Calais Campbell's a defensive
I know,
lineman.
I
What's
know.
he going to do? What's he going to be playing
I've
linebacker for?
I've seen Vince Wilfork drop into coverage and smack people.
Oh my God.
Okay.
And you think who's going to stop Amendola running that quick drag route or quick slant across the middle?
Bouye.
They're going to be in the slot. You're going to have them in the slot.
Bouye and Jalen Ramsey. Who do they have to cover besides Amendola and Cooks?
Here's Chris Hogan,
Chris Hogan.
Deion Lewis.
He needs to go back to making hoagies at Subway is what he needs
Oh
to do.
my God, dude, you're absurd.
You're absurd.
You're
Let me
absurd.
tell you something right now. The Jacksonville football Jaguars have a better chance of beating the Patriots than the Titans would ever have a pot to piss in. Look, you want to call? Listen,
Dude, no, you're calling.
I said
listen.
I said back in July that Giancarlo Stanton was going to get traded to the New York Yankees. I got called so many foul names I could write a book. Guess where he's at right now? New York.
Okay, what's that got to do with this? Just because you got one right, you think all of a sudden Jags? What's going to come down to them winning this game is they're going to have to get to the pressure on Brady, and I feel like their pass rush alone will take away Brandon Cooks. So therefore, you don't put Ramsey on him. If you're going to win this game,
Okay, then you put him on Amendola. And
if you're exactly what I'm saying is, if you're going to win this game, you're going to have to put Ramsey on Amendola or Hogan and Bouye on the other one. Now Gronk, that's a different story. I don't know what to tell you to do.
Who's going to stop guys like Leonard Fournette and somebody that people are sleeping on? 2 guys that people are sleeping on who stepped up in Allen Robinson's absence: Marquise Lee
and Keelan Cole.
I wasn't going to say Keelan Cole. I'm going to say D.D. Westbrook.
I don't care, man. There's this game.
Listen,
Patriots win it 34-17.
I still owe you dinner.
contest.
I still owe you dinner.
No contest.
I still owe you dinner.
Okay. Yeah, you do.
If the Jaguars win this game, dinner's null and void.
Deal. But what if they don't?
Then I just take you to dinner.
Oh, okay.
I'll take you to a little bit more expensive dinner.
Oh, okay. Okay. So instead of going to McDonald's, I'll get Chick-fil-A, huh?
I might even take you to El Tap, Mexican restaurant. So, but I'm telling you right now, Blake Bortles is going to play Case Keenum. Okay. Now, look, I'm not sleeping on. Don't think I'm sleeping on Nick Foles and the Eagles. Okay. Nick Foles is real good. Okay. Nick Foles is good. I mean, he's a Pro Bowler. He's thrown 20+ touchdowns in the season.
Tom Brady though is got a jammed hand, and he's going to take Blake to school. I mean, what is your deal? Why are you so infatuated with Blake
Bortles could beat Tom Brady left-handed.
All right, guys. Are these stats elite? Please tell me.
Hey, before you compare Blake Bortles,
I'm not comparing nobody.
No. I'm saying before you say his stats, why you do me a solid favor, and every time you read one of Blake Bortles' stats, you put him up against your beloved Marcus Mariota. Tell me, I don't care.
Pull his stats up.
All right, let's
Pull
see
his
here.
stats up.
All right, cool. You know what?
Let's do career stats, not one season. Because Mariota, I'll admit, Blake Bortles had better stats than Mariota this season.
Career. Oh, so now you want to tailor it to fit your.
No,
argument.
I'm going to be honest. But
Career stats.
one season
Marcus
doesn't make a player. It's your career.
Made Deshaun Watson.
6 games has made Deshaun Watson.
Elite, better than Marcus Mariota.
Oh, God. But anyways, I don't understand how you're going to sit here and act like, do you honestly believe Blake Bortles will be able to beat the Patriots by throwing the ball? Because his run game's going to be in the
I
toilet.
don't believe I know. All right,
guys, I'm going to have to find a new co-host. Send your resumes to chase.hoke@yahoo.com.
all right. What's up? Let's go. Let's go.
All right, I'll read you Bortles' career stats.
Okay.
All right.
No, wait. Okay, yeah, okay. I got you.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
59.1% completion percentage.
Okay, Marcus Mariota is at 61.8.
Okay, chalk one up to Mariota.
Yeah, okay, no. We're talking about, you're saying whether he's elite.
No, I'm not saying elite. I'm saying Blake Bortles is not. Yeah, Blake Bortles is not elite.
Okay.
I've never said
So
Marcus Mariota's elite.
Okay.
I've never said Mariota's elite.
Okay.
Blake Bortles has 14,928 yards through 4 seasons.
Through 3 seasons, Marcus Mariota has 99,476. Chalk one.
Well, one less season, but okay. But what's the average right here? 6.7 yards for Blake Bortles per attempt. 6.7.
7.4.
Okay.
Wait, that's yards. Yeah, okay, yep.
Yards per game, Blake Bortles has 240.8.
Marcus Mariota only has 225. Chalk one.
Does that factor in his rushing yards?
It says yards per game.
Okay.
Period.
But this is passing. Whatever. 90 touchdowns.
Wait, so if that's only passing, and now he's rushing the ball. Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
90 touchdowns.
90 touchdowns. 58. And I don't think he's going to make up 30 in one season.
No, but here's the thing, man. How many games has Blake Bortles had in garbage time before this year?
Oh, garbage time, my behind.
Okay, we're going to just judge that. 64 interceptions.
Garbage time still counts. Garbage time.
64 interceptions.
Okay, let's see here. 34.
His longest career pass is 90 yards.
Let's see.
Not that it matters.
Longest career pass.
LNG.
75.
Okay. And his quarterback rating, 80.8.
It doesn't have his career, but it's around 70 something. It doesn't have his
rate.
88.6.
88.6 compared to 80.8. I'm not saying Mariota's elite, but Bortles is not elite.
But he's not far off of It's like everybody praises Marcus Mariota, but he's not far off.
Who in the national media praises Marcus Mariota, Tex? You got to think you're living in damn Tennessee.
That's what I'm saying.
We're in Tennessee. Of course, everybody's going to praise him.
But that's what I'm saying. The media here in Tennessee praises him. You don't see the media in Houston praising Tom Savage.
No, but boy, they sure were praising Deshaun Watson after 6 games.
Because I guarantee you right now.
Now, here's my
topic.
thing.
No, off topic. Real quick, gonna say it. We'll get back on topic. Deshaun Watson is gonna come back next season and be healthy because he was on pace for 43 touchdowns this year. He's gonna come back. He's gonna be healthy. He's gonna blow you out of the water. He's gonna single-handedly put the division and the Texans back.
You better hope J.J. Watt stays healthy.
We don't need him. We had the number 1 ranked defense in 2016 without J.J. Watt.
Well, you know
we
what?
don't even need him. He's just an accessory piece now.
Oh, wow.
Exactly.
Wow.
Having him in the line, you put him in any 32 teams lineup.
Hey, what year did you say y'all had the number 1 rated defense?
2016, last year.
Yeah, y'all no longer have that good secondary either.
Yeah, but we still won the division, did we not? When was the last time you guys won a division?
It doesn't matter.
Ooh,
It doesn't matter.
4 in the last 8 years.
But all right, guys, we're gonna get back on topic. And Tex somehow thinks the Jags pull this game off.
They do. They win. They're gonna win the game.
Okay. So you're all of a sudden flipping from having the Steelers going to the Super Bowl
because they're out.
I know they're out, but all of a sudden Jacksonville's going to beat the Patriots.
Saxonville is going to beat the Patriots. I am so sold on Jacksonville. Listen, they're going to win the game.
Let's fly out to Vegas and place a bet.
What?
You want to place a bet?
Got money.
You want to place a bet?
Yeah. What's up?
No, go to Vegas, place a bet. You'll be a millionaire, bro.
I can place a bet from right here.
All right, what's your bet?
I don't know. I don't really know how. I don't really gamble.
You don't really gamble?
But I can make a bet.
All right, let's make one.
I bet $200 Monopoly dollars that Jacksonville.
You're on. I don't
bet.
even have to hear the rest.
All right, bet.
They're going to lose to the Patriots.
Jacksonville is going to win by a touchdown.
The Patriots are favored by 2.
I don't care.
My God, dude.
I don't
You
care.
never count Belichick and Brady out. Never. Not to Blake trash-ass Bortles.
Hold on. Time out. Whoa. This team that you're talking about, although they won 5, they've lost 2 to Eli Manning. 2.
Eli Manning is better than Blake Bortles.
I don't disagree. Blake Bortles' team is better than Eli's teams.
It's not happening.
Tom Brady is the better quarterback. Tom Brady is the best, one of the best top 2, top 3 quarterbacks to ever play in the National Football League.
Listen, in the postseason, in the last several years, there's only been 2 quarterbacks to win in Gillette Stadium in the playoffs. You know who those 2 quarterbacks are? One's Tom Brady, obviously. The only other one's Joe Flacco. Peyton didn't do it. Big Ben hasn't done it. Joe Flacco. And I wouldn't even say it was necessarily him. It was that stacked Ravens defense.
Scrubs. Anyways, the stacked Ravens defense, this defense could be as good as the Ravens stacked defense.
But the offense is not.
So they're not winning ball games.
Oh, my God.
This Patriots team almost got beat by the Texans.
Send your resume to Chase
With a rookie
Yahoo.com.
quarterback. They almost got beat with a rookie quarterback. I'm telling you right now, this Blake Bortles, all jokes aside, this Blake Bortles that we're seeing in the playoffs is a different Blake Bortles.
It's been different Blake Bortles. Did you see his game against the Bills? That was horrendous.
He rushed for 89 yards.
That's horrendous.
He rushed for 89 yards.
A quarterback should be able to run the ball if they take off scrambling.
Okay, yeah, so Big Ben can get 89 yards in a game.
I'm sure he has.
Peyton
Manning's not mobile.
Okay. If a quarterback should be able to rush the ball if he breaks away.
If he's a mobile quarterback, he should be able to rush the ball. He
Blake
should be able to
Bortles
run
isn't
the
a
ball.
mobile quarterback.
Come on, Aaron Rodgers is mobile. Blake Bortles is mobile.
No.
Aaron Rodgers takes off and run.
A mobile quarterback is Mariota.
You
Watson.
know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying.
But you didn't say it. All I'm saying is I want to live in a world where I wake up and beautiful Blake Bortles is playing courageous Case Keenum on my birthday.
Listen, Tex, it's my birthday too.
Nope.
But Blake Bortles ain't going to be there. I don't want to spoil your birthday, but he's not going to be there.
What I'm saying is,
it's going to be Tom the GOAT versus Case the Kid.
All right, listen. So Blake Bortles is already farther than he should be. He's already farther than everybody thought he was going to be. The Patriots haven't really played. The Patriots haven't really been the Patriots of years past. Their one playoff game was the Titans. Anybody can beat the Titans.
Oh, anybody.
We
It's
beat
funny.
them by 50.
We beat the Jags twice.
Okay.
We
and?
beat y'all once.
Okay, and?
We beat Kansas City. So obviously not anybody can beat the Titans.
Yeah, anybody can beat the Titans. The Browns almost beat y'all. Anybody can beat y'all. So, and then on the other side, you got Nick Foles, former Pro Bowler, taking over Carson Wentz's star-studded team, leading them to an NFC Championship loss. Case Keenum.
Leading them to an NFC Championship
Case
loss.
Keenum has been doing big things in the league for a long time, but he's never had a chance to consistently start. He's never been the guy.
I wouldn't say he's been doing big things until this year.
But I mean, like on a personal level, like you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He stayed in the league. He's obviously in the league for a reason, and now we're seeing it. He's on a stacked team. He's got one of the best defenses and one of the best offenses. Him and his undrafted brother Adam Thielen are lighting the league on fire. Case Keenum is going to air the ball out, and he's going to win that game. And
No doubt about it.
And it's not going to be close.
No doubt about it.
Because I don't think the Eagles can stop the offense. Let alone can they keep up on offense.
I've got a hot take for you, Tex. Hot. Adrian Peterson leaving the Vikings, best thing to ever happen to that franchise.
I don't disagree because the running back core that they have, especially that kid that got hurt,
Dalvin Cook.
Yep, the kid that got hurt.
Before he got hurt.
That's what I'm saying. So like, and this is that right there is exactly what a franchise needs to be able to do. They need to, like what happened with the Tennessee Titans in Eddie George. You got to be able to move on. You got to let some guys go. Now AP could still come back healthy and still do good. He could pull a Emmitt Smith and switch teams, and you know what I'm saying. But those running backs, Dalvin Cook and the two other guys they had pairing off this year, those guys are good. They're good running backs. And Dalvin Cook shoot me if you want. Dalvin Cook can marvel, and he can compare himself and set up to be as good as AP was.
Honestly, I think he's more versatile. He can catch the ball better out of the backfield.
I don't know if he'll be as powerful as AP was. Be able to juke as many people out and yada yada yada. But I feel like he puts the Vikings in a better position to win football games.
I agree,
because you can throw him up, you can run him in the slot, you can run him,
he'll catch that screen pass,
and that's what I'm saying.
The out routes, the wheels. I mean,
and so I feel like honestly, I feel like it's the Vikings Super Bowl to lose. Because I'm telling you right now, if the Patriots do beat the Jaguars and the Vikings win,
according to you, there's no if. According to you, there's no if the Patriots win. They won't.
I'm appeasing our fans.
But listen, it's going to be the Patriots-Vikings. And I think that Super Bowl, honestly, out of every matchup there could be, I feel like that would be the best Super Bowl matchup possible.
So, if the Patriots win and the Vikings win, and if the Vikings win like I feel like they're going to win in a dominating fashion, I don't think you can beat them. I don't think anybody could beat them.
I mean, the Saints almost had them.
But some of that was some terrible. And like the thing is like any given Sunday, right? You give Drew Brees because they almost pulled an Atlanta Falcons.
First off, that game, you can't blame that loss on Drew Brees.
No,
he had a bad first half.
He did everything he could.
Case outplayed him in the first, but Brees outplayed Case in the second. Got his team in position. Got his team in the position to win that ball game.
Yep.
One play made the difference.
Lutz came up lucky too. Like he was
clutch Lutz.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so like that loss is on Sean Payton.
Yeah, I don't feel like that loss hurts Drew Brees' legacy at all.
So, and the fact that he comes out right after it and says, I'm staying, like I want to be here. I want to sign an extension. You know what I'm saying? He's really embraced what New Orleans is about, and I would have liked to see that too. I'd have liked to see, like a rematch. If because I could watch the Vikings Saints game all day because that game was absolutely ridiculous. But I just don't feel like I feel like the Vikings are the better team. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they have the better shot to win against.
I don't.
You don't think so?
No.
I feel like they've got a better defense.
I mean, they do have a better defense. I'm not going to sit there and say it, but that Saints defense is good.
But
and that offense,
they're also very young.
Yes, and that offense, the Saints offense has just been so electric all year with Ingram, Kamara, Michael Thomas.
Yep.
And honestly, for a minute there on that last drive before the Vikings got the ball back and eventually won the game, when Drew Brees was trying to get his team in position to kick that field goal, score that touchdown. Yeah, well, not necessarily that, but it was like, honestly, I was like, what is he doing? He's just staring down Michael Thomas. Through 3 straight passes to Michael Thomas, gets to 4th and 10. And it's not like Michael Thomas is facing some scrub cornerback. It's Xavier Rhodes, the best cornerback in the league. But then on 4th down, what's he do? I'm expecting, oh my God, he's going to go to Michael Thomas again, hit Snead.
Yep.
I mean, Brees knows what he's doing.
If Snead would have pulled off that pass, oh man. If Snead would have pulled off that pass, man, he would have went down in New Orleans folklore.
He'd have been like Steve Gleason.
Yep. He would have. But yeah, so like, it was a good game. One of the best playoff games I've seen in a while.
All year. I mean, and how about it for the Vikings finally going their way? I mean, just a few years after Blair Walsh misses the shortest field goal in history. I mean, it's just remarkable.
But I truly, like, either way, whether it's the Patriots or the Jaguars, I feel like it's going to be a very big game. Like, either way, because...
I mean, it's going to be a big game. It's Super Bowl.
Yeah, but, we've seen some dud Super Bowls, okay? When we saw Peyton Manning
and the
win
Seahawks.
By, you know what I'm saying, they let the Seahawks score one
touchdown.
touchdown.
even that first year when that first time Peyton Manning went to the Super Bowl with Denver, I think it was in 2013, the Seahawks just killed him.
And that's what I'm saying. So, like, we've seen some pretty duds. And I feel like... Because, like I said, I don't give the Eagles a chance to win that ball game. It doesn't happen. But the Vikings playing... Because here's the thing. The Vikings offense has to pair up with the Jaguars defense. And the Jaguars arguably have the best defense in the league. Okay? Minus, you could argue them against the Vikings. You know what I'm saying? So, like, they're going to have to beat their secondary. Okay? Case Keenum likes to throw the ball. Jaguars like to pick the ball off. Okay? Bouye and Ramsey had 10 interceptions this year. Okay, same thing for the Patriots. No, the Patriots. Their defense is okay. Their run defense is not so good, but you can stop the Vikings' run defense. It's really hard to stop their long game, and that's where those teams are going to come into trouble. And I just feel like it's the Vikings Super Bowl to lose.
So on the record, who you got going to the Super Bowl?
To
end the show, we're going to give our Super Bowl predictions.
Okay.
Who you got?
Beautiful Blake, courageous case. Jaguars, Vikings.
All right, guys.
Vikings on top in the Super Bowl.
Last time I'm going to say it. Just email your resumes to chase.hogue@yahoo.com or at cover2sportsshow@gmail.com. I look forward to going through those because my partner's losing his mind. But me personally, I have the Patriots facing, you call him Courageous Case. I call him Case the Kid.
Case the Kid. I like that one.
Case the Kid, Vikings. And honestly, I don't know who I have winning that ball game. But I'm just gonna go with the Dreamer Case.
I'm sold on the Vikings. Like
I'm gonna go with him. I'm gonna go with him. But I think it'll be a good game.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a good game between the Jaguars and the Vikings.
All right, guys. Well, we ain't blowing no coverages except Tex over here picking Bortles.
You'll see.
Hey, y'all have a good week.